And this goes right into our interview, as Thurgood Marshall is considered one of the most important civil rights leaders and figures of the 20th century, and of course groundbreaker for America's judicial system.
His story is becoming America's first African-American Supreme Court justice is on display right now, courtesy of the Cleveland Playhouse. And today we welcome Lester Purry, who plays the icon on the new show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. What's it like playing an icon?
It's a heavy weight.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure, this icon, right?
Right. But it's one that I'm so happy to bear, because not a lot of people know about Thurgood Marshall, Justice Marshall. I've spoken to a lot of people who actually thought that Clarence Thomas was the first black Supreme Court justice. So we're just happy to get this information out to people.
Well, and you mentioned too, especially for this next generation, he was born in 1908, passed away in 1993. So we're talking now, the young people that are alive don't remember him at all unless they learned about him in school.
Absolutely.
But there's so much to learn from him. Talk about some of the biggest lessons. I mean, you talk about a pioneer, and the way he was raised too, obviously by his father, and going to the court systems. I mean, this was a part of his life since he was a young boy. He always knew it was in his blood to do something great and make big changes to this country.
Yes. You know, he changed the face of America. He changed our entire school system. Think about we sitting on this couch together during Thurgood's early lifetime was unimaginable in parts of this world.
So much segregation.
So much segregation, locally, state, and federal. You know, that this man had the courage to change, to go into this system and change when all of that was standing against him. And oddly, his father, who knew nothing about law, became interested in the law and taught him how to argue and debate. So he was the catalyst for him to become a lawyer, along with Charlie Houston, who just used this ingenious method of taking the law and using it against itself.
We've seen kind of a resurgence with interest in historical figure. You know, Hamilton was huge and got a lot of people interested. And now you're seeing, obviously, with the show Thurgood, but bringing people in and giving them that education is, I think, something people are craving because they may not have gotten that expansive detail about a life of an icon like Thurgood Marshall in school.
Absolutely. You know, I think if people know anything about Thurgood Marshall, it's that he was the first African-American Supreme Court justice, and perhaps that he helped bring about Brown versus the Board of Education. You know?
Yes.
Right.
Iconic, case.
But, they generally don't know about the voting rights that he went in to reprimand and fix in Texas. They don't know that because of Brown v. Board of Education, now you have American Disabilities Act that was brought about because of that. You now have equal marriage. So it was like a domino effect to a lot of things that we have today that sometimes we take for granted.
Well, he's a fascinating figure. You're a fascinating figure too, because you're doing a solo show. What's that like? And you do it in a way that's so educational, but also has a lot of humor injected into it. So it is really an entertaining show that you take away so much.
Good.
Tell me, what's that like?
The best way I can describe it, if you go to your average 2-hour play, there's 5 characters that get to share that burden. And this one is just me.
Oh, geez,
you know.
it's all on you.
Right. But the director, Lou Bellamy, was so ingenious. He's implemented light cues and sound that help propel me. And this show, I believe, like no other show, really rely on the audience's reaction, you know. So I'm actually interacting and talking to people, and so their reactions help me get through it.
And the Allen Theater's beautiful. Oh, it's great. It's running until October 2nd, did I see? October 1st. So we still have, there we go. There's information at the Allen Theater Playhouse Square until the 1st. So there are still tickets available. A great show to bring the family. You know, bring your parents, bring your kids. There's still so much to learn about the great Thurgood Marshall.
I love that. There's still so much to learn. And this is stuff that you can pass down generationally, just like Thurgood's father did to him.
So true, right? Wow.
Yes.
Lester, congrats on the show.
Thank you.
I don't want you to talk too much because I know you got big performances coming up.
Oh, yeah.
You got to rest that voice for doing it by yourself. Oh, yeah, a little bit, right?
And no supporting actresses or actors to help you out on that one. So
Thank you. Great
it's a pleasure to have you here.
You
You are a
guys so
delight.
much.
You're a delight.
Good luck
Thank
with the
you.
rest of the show.
All right, October 1st, you have
Got to do it, yeah. So
check it out.
Go tonight.